If it's not raining at your place, I guess it's coming because it started sprinkling on me on my way in this morning out by my neck of the woods out there in the East Valley. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboy. And no, folks, he's not a proud Baylor alum, but he cut a lot of checks, too, there for his daughter. Dale Hillestray, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. And, the rain, it seems like they're really undecided.
Yeah.
Last night, it was like a 10% chance today,
Oh,
50% tomorrow.
Yesterday morning, I heard 40% today, but I don't know. That was early in the morning.
And then last night, I was watching Channel 10, and it was like 10% today, 40% tomorrow. I wake up this morning, 40% today, 80% tomorrow. But all I know is this. I'm glad I'm not living in Dallas.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm not living in Memphis.
Yes. Enjoy your winter storm.
Jeez.
It's I'm not laughing because it's like unsafe or whatever, but yeah, it's gonna be fun watching the news reports from here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like watching football last weekend and the weekend before. It's like, now that's football.
Everybody's bundled up and all these warm clothes, and I'm in shorts in my living room.
That's football weather.
Man, I love that football weather. It's so
open
amazing.
the door. It's a little hot in here.
Yeah, and I go to a Cardinals game, like, oh, roof's open. It's gonna be a little chilly in there today. 60-something degrees in there. Man, was it raining on you coming down today?
Did not. Looked like it sprinkled at the house when I left.
Okay, yeah.
Overnight sometime.
When I got to the Chick-fil-A, it started sprinkling on me, which is like a mile and a half from my house. It started sprinkling on me, and then it sprinkled on me till about Power Road or so, and then it kind of dried up. So, but it's coming. They say it's coming. We'll see. Stay dry out there, of course, leading into this Friday. But it's going to be colder now. Do I bring? I was like today. I was like, do I bring a jacket? Do I not bring a jacket?
Yeah, but today it says high is supposed to be high 60s.
Yeah, but when that cloud and stuff's on there, you just don't know how that's going to feel.
Right.
I'm old now, Dale. I can't handle that
You
stuff.
are. You become a wuss.
I have.
Yeah.
I wore a jacket last night to the Desert Ridge varsity boys basketball game. Because last time we were in there, I don't know if they had the air conditioning on or what, but it was freezing in that gym. So I was like, I'm bundling up in case it's cold in there again.
Literally, it said last night, Fox News, Corey, whatever his face is.
Lewandowski or whatever?
No.
Oh.
Corey Feldman.
No. Corey Feldman.
No.
I don't know. I used to see him all the time at Park Central. And his hair was always perfect.
He said 10% chance of rain today, 40% chance tomorrow. Okay. Well, on my weather app on my phone that works and has all my contacts and all their information.
Unlike mine. That's a shot at my phone.
Now it says 50% today and 70% tomorrow.
So we're getting a ton of rain.
Yes. Boy, poor us.
Got my boat ready. Well, it's good because all I'm doing tomorrow is hunkering down and watching UFC from about 3:45 on. So rain galore. I don't care tomorrow.
Is ASU basketball play tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh, you got to have that on your docket.
Hold on a second.
You got to have that on your docket.
Right. See Bobby Hurley's last game? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You can't let that slip by.
So Bruce Cooper is not coming in today. He's still sick, folks. Whatever he got, he can't shake it all. And he feels better. But the problem is when you do this, Dale, is you got to have a voice.
Yes.
And you can't be coughing the whole time. I talked to him yesterday. He called me and everything, and he feels bad. He'll be here Tuesday. He's like, I'll have it done by Tuesday, I promise. And then he said he's going to join us twice next week because he feels bad that he hasn't been in this week.
Well, hold on. Did we ask him to come in twice next week?
He just said, he goes, I'll come in Tuesday and probably Friday next week.
Who said we want you 2 times?
No. You know, I go, man, Bruce, you don't need to ask my permission. Just show up and we'll put you on. Like, who cares, right? We do have a guest scheduled to come in next Wednesday, though, folks. An old-timer coming back. I'm sitting there last night. I'm at the Desert Ridge basketball game. And I look at my phone. No name pops up because I upgraded my phone to the new iPhone, folks. And I meticulously backed it up, did all that stuff. My contacts. Here's the best part of it. People I talk to all the time aren't in my phone now. Just their numbers pop up when they text or whatever. But people that I haven't talked to in 20 years are in my contact list now. Thanks for that iPhone download. But I'm sitting there at the Desert Ridge basketball game, and all I see is a text. And I'm like, all right, let's see who this is. Who's texting me that I don't recognize their name. Kind of a joke and everything as I'm dealing with that. And let me find it here really quick. Begin it because it was kind of funny. Where in the second I saw it, I knew instantly who it was and everything from that perspective. I might have to ask you. I might need to ask you to send me his number or tell me his number so I can find out which one of these is him. I get.
Well, give me the name. I can give you the number.
Well, what's Sheehan's first 4 digits of his phone number?
Oh. Sheehan texted you last night.
Yes, I'm at the game and he sent it to me. Okay, I got it right here. I found it. So don't say it out loud. Just say the 3 numbers.
No, I wouldn't.
Like I said, his name was in my phone, folks, until now. He goes, weird. I never had my "I told you so" segment about the Bears. That's the text I get with just a number because my phone didn't download anybody's names. And I went instantly. That's Sheehan. First of all, Mike.
Yeah.
You're invited on the show whenever you'd like. I've told that to you.
No, not anything.
No, he's got to check.
He's got to clear.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Bruce can walk in right now, and I'm like, Bruce, come sit down. Mike's got to check.
Yes. Do not throw Sheehan and Bruce in.
But I'm not going to say no to him very often, unless we have another guy. I'm not going to say no to him very often.
Right.
First of all, so don't blame me or Dale for you not getting on here to brag about your Bears also on that side. But he is coming on Wednesday to brag a little bit. We'll get updated on the Eagles and their offseason. But he also wants to come on and brag about his Bears.
The SCA Eagles.
Well, yeah, I guess I should.
Yeah, you should probably be a little bit more pinpoint.
Yeah. He goes, we are here to stay. He's putting "we" in front of the Bears.
Is it "we" as in SCA or "we"
No,
as in Bears?
The Bears. He's talking about the Bears, yeah. I go, I'm not sold on Caleb. He needs to be more consistent. And he goes, oh, quit it.
No, I mean, again, what a season for the Bears. And what's fascinating about the Bears fans is they will go dormant. They're like a bear.
Well, the beginning of the year, though, they're always there, and then they quiet down quickly.
They'll hibernate, and all of a sudden, bam, all of a sudden they're up, and they're eating, and they're looking for...
Yes. Like they're picking fights.
Yeah, I love it. I love that fandom.
Yeah, they're actually a very fun fan base because of those reasons and stuff. But I was like, and he said something else about Caleb, and I go, man, I watched the game, not the game that they lost, the game before, and I go, Caleb didn't play well for 3.5 quarters, and then he starts making these spectacular plays and stuff. So that's coming up on Wednesday. He's going to join us as well. We'll get updated with of course his high school team.
I've always said I know they're starting the off-season program again, and it's time to gear up.
I'm not going to lie to you, I because I'm part of that huddle now. I mean, there was like end of December, people were like, "Lifting starts now."
Yeah. You got to give yourself a little bit of a break. But it's fascinating when you talk about that Caleb, and he didn't do anything for 3 quarters, and all of a sudden he won the game at the. You know who else did stuff like that was John Elway.
Jesus.
John Elway used to, I remember whenever I see a stat, he has this many fourth quarter comeback.
Folks, Dale Hellestray is putting Caleb Williams in the John Elway category today here on the main event.
All I'm saying is that those charts, those stats, who was the quarterback for the first 3 quarters, John? Did John just come in the fourth quarter?
Yes. He showed up late. Somebody else was in the uniform.
Did he replace Smokey Robinson? No, but it's always...
You can't have a fourth quarter comeback unless you've not played well, unless you've done something wrong in the first part of it. I know, but no, the only reason I pay attention to Caleb is I see similarities. And I've said this before. I see similarities with Shanahan and Garofalo. Right, Garofalo took him to the Super Bowl. He missed Emmanuel Sanders, is I think who the receiver was in the end zone, and he missed him wide open. And San Francisco would have won that Super Bowl if they connected on that.
No,
wasn't Emmanuel Sanders?
Garoppolo didn't play in the Super Bowl.
It was a Super Bowl, wasn't it?
No.
If it wasn't the Super Bowl, then there's the NFC Championship.
Maybe a championship game.
Oh, we're gonna look it up here.
Yes, I don't remember Garoppolo ever making it to a
But do you remember
Bowl.
him missing the wide open pass?
I do.
And then they would have won that game. It didn't cost them the game, but they would have won the game if he made that catch. And then all of a sudden they went to Trey Lance. Like, Garoppolo can't run my offense. You're out of here. I see those similarities, between. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's happening this offseason. I'm just saying it's something to monitor.
Was Garoppolo before or after Colin Kaepernick?
After. It was Garoppolo, Trey Lance for, a week, and then Purdy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Kaepernick before Garoppolo.
There might have been somebody between Kaepernick and Garoppolo, to be honest with you. Because Garoppolo had a transfer there. Because remember, Garoppolo was good with this previous team on that
New
side
England, right?
Yeah, New England. Yeah. So, the timing, the things on that. But I see similarities is what I'm getting at. I see similarities in that side of things where a coach can go, my offense is better than this, and you can't perform it. I'm not saying it's happening now, but that is something that is in the back of my mind, at least, when we look at that from Jimmy G, or at least from Caleb Williams' side. Right. But I'm pretty sure that was a Super Bowl, man. Pretty sure that was a Super Bowl. Anybody have that info off the top of your head? Throw that in here while Dale's furiously searching for it here.
I don't know how to even figure out the succession of starting quarterbacks in San Francisco.
They had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's Robert says at TME Sports Show. Here's hoping Mike Sheehan doesn't come in next week wearing fingernail polish.
That's a big thing up in Kingman, so maybe Mike did pick that up.
A big thing in Chicago these days, also. It's okay. So Garoppolo was Patriots in 2016, Niners in 2017, is where he was.
When was Kaepernick there?
Oh, he was early 2010s time frame.
No.
Yeah, it was longer than you think. He's been out of the league for a long time now. Absolutely. That's why I laugh when people go, Kaepernick should get a chance. Like, he's been out of the league for 20 years almost.
Now you're exaggerating.
I'll bet you it's at least 15 years. You want to put money on it?
You don't pay your bets.
Lunch bet? I do, unless you're Braxton and you live in Tucson. But I haven't forgotten you, Braxton. I'm coming for you, Braxton. I'm coming for you. Kaepernick was 2011 to 2016.
Okay, so 10 years. 10 years different than 15 years.
No. 2011 is over 15 years.
No, 2016 is 10 years. Actually, 9.
Well, remember, do we count 15 and 16 because he didn't play? He was on the bench. So do we count those?
We count whatever I want to count.
He had 9 games played in 15, 12, and 16.
Yeah,
so.
that's playing.
I don't know. That's not even.
That's stupid.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, I want to go to lunch.
The best part of it is when Dale owes you lunch, Dale's like, well, there's a Taco Bell around the corner.
No.
And then when you have him lunch, he's like, we're going to Steak 44.
Yeah, there's Jack in the Box. You can have all the tacos you want to eat.
How much are Jack in the Box tacos these days? Because it used to be 2 for 99 cents.
Yeah, I think they've jacked them up to 2 for $1.29.
That's what I was going to say. Last time I was there, and I kind of gave up on Jack in the Box because when I used to do production stuff and late nights, I'd be coming home at midnight. And that's where I stopped, was Jack in the Box. 2 tacos, 4 tacos, whatever, 99
6 tacos
cents.
a bunch.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're not going into that, right? And then a large root beer. And then all of a sudden during COVID, they were like, after COVID, they were like, we don't, they started closing, and then they started, this is only for DoorDashers only and stuff like that. So I really haven't been since because I'm like, you don't want my money? Fine. I'll move on with my life. So but I think it was 2 for $1.29 last time I was there. And it's been probably a year and a half since I've been there. And I drive by the one by my house, literally right by my house all the time.
And
I'm like, stop on by. And I'm like, nope,
you just blow
not doing it. All because they denied me a couple of times late at night. You have to order through DoorDash in order to get it.
Do not get on Steve's wrong side. Now, we just jumped into sports. We haven't heard about yesterday afternoon in the life of Steve McCullum.
Yesterday was a fun day with the insurance company. I left here yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I got a lot to get done at home. I got to work on Real Matrix stuff. So what we're doing with the Real Matrix is it's on our YouTube page. Today, 10 o'clock, episode 14 will be posted here at Robat TV. Noon is when the podcast version's coming out. And it shows on our show production YouTube page. We have to change that. Let's just leave it at that. We have to change that. YouTube guidelines means we have to change it. So we're going to create a singular YouTube page for that show. And hopefully it stays up. So we're working on that here. I was working on that. I'm like, so yesterday I leave here, and I go, I got to work on that stuff. I got a couple of things. I go, I'm not going to worry about the other nonsense in the life. Like that can wait. That can just wait. But I'm driving home, and that lady did have her boss call me back. The boss calls me while I'm driving home.
All right. Did you pull over, or did you just?
No, I just kept driving. Yeah, because like I said, it is what it is. I'm just gonna tell him my points. Tell him what I'm upset about. Tell him why I think it's stupid. Tell him I don't appreciate being told I'm a liar, whatever, and move on. So I told him the story and everything. And he goes, well, that doesn't sound like something that we should be doing to you. And I'm like, I appreciate you saying that. So then he goes, yeah, you got the work done in 22. Absolutely. I know you did. And I go, then why does she say I didn't? And he goes, I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out. He goes, but I tell you what, let's pull up the roof pictures of your house and just look at them. And I go, okay, do whatever you got to do, man. So he pulls them, he goes, 22, house looks good. He goes, and I go, but now I find out you didn't send me the second check. And he goes, yeah, because we didn't get the pictures back. And I go, then how do you know I did it? He goes, well, we see the invoice here. So they didn't send me the second check they were supposed to. I didn't even know I was supposed to. And
What's a couple grand?
It wasn't that much. But then I'm like, are you going to send that to me or what? But of course, no, right? No, we can't do that. So he pulls up my pictures and he goes, yeah, 22, house, the roof looks good in 23, roof looks good in 24. He goes, 25, couple shingles missing on that roof and everything. He goes, so we can't approve this because there's a couple shingles missing in 25. And I go, what month in 25 were those shingles missing? I go, how many? What are we talking about here? And he goes, because there's a few shingles missing. I go, anyway, you can send me those pictures. And he says he's going to send them to me. I haven't gotten them yet. But he says he's going to send me. But apparently, I didn't know this. Apparently, there's a site you can go to and just stare. Apparently, there's a satellite fixated on all of our houses at all times. Because you can pull up and look at the roof of your house every year. There's a site that does that.
You can look at your roof. You can look at your backyard.
Yes,
you might be out there swimming.
Your front yard. Yes. He literally pulled it up, and he told me the site name, but I was driving, so I didn't write it down or whatever. So he said he'd send them to me because I was driving. I haven't gotten them, and that's fine. I'll follow up with them or find out what site it was and look at it. But I'm sitting there, and I'm like, hold on. You denied it because you said the 22 claim wasn't good. You weren't going to pull up those pictures for the next 3 years and look at them to approve this, and now you're denying it? So I talked to one of those insurance people. So everything was fine. He denied it, whatever. But in that process, Dale, he tells me, innocently, he didn't know what he was doing. Innocently, he tells me, well, we got an email from your agent's office. So February of 25, we had a storm roll through, and a few shingles fell off several of my roofs. State Farm just happened to do an inspection of them at that time. And they sent me letters. They do not have 4 of my policies because they were like, you have to replace the whole roof. And I'm like, the roof's good for another 10, 15 years. I'm not replacing a perfectly good roof.
For 4 shingles.
For 4 shingles, and you don't think the roof's good. A licensed roofer tells me that roof is good for another 15 years. I'm not replacing a roof and spending 15 grand on a roof when the roof is good, right? So I moved them to a different carrier because they weren't insured anymore. Fine, whatever, I can do it. In that conversation, and I knew a couple shingles flew off of that, and we're talking like 7 shingles here, folks. Came off of that house and a couple of, because I sent the roofer around to a bunch of other all my problems. I said, just go to all these things and just see if there's roof stuff I need to get done, whatever. Because State Farm's really cracking down on that, is what I've learned, right? So I did that in February. My agent's office sent an email to the claims department and said, we know there were shingles off this roof in February of 25, and we don't know if it was fixed. That's the basis that lady used to cancel, to not verify and not approve that claim, was that email from my agent. Now, one person asked me if it was fixed. I can show you. I have the invoice where I put the shingles back on. I can tell you, I have the invoice from the roofer. I can prove we fixed that 25 problem. I didn't run it through them. So why would I notify insurance, Dale? If I fixed
out
it
of your
myself.
pocket.
Why would I
Right.
tell anybody I fixed it myself? Why would you do that? Do you guys do that? Do you guys fix something around your house and then call your insurance agent and tell them? Nope. So a casual conversation I had, so I was fired up. So I went through the process of calling, hey, how do I change agents, which isn't easy, because I'm like, this agent's not getting another dime of mine, whatever. So I'm dealing with all that stuff and everything, and then I talked to one of those people that advocate for you in the Department of Insurance that oversees the insurance company, and this dude's like, dude, file the claim. File the claim. If they lied in that first part, he goes, file the claim. He goes, it might get denied. You don't know. He goes, doesn't cost anything. File the claim because they're trying to screw you, right? And so I'm like, oh, it's the principle of the matter now. Just the principle of the matter. So I was talking to that guy and everything, and then they told me I could switch agents and all that stuff, and I was telling State Farm don't care. Folks, here's the number one thing, and I've been telling you this all along. State Farm does not want your business unless you're never going to file a claim. And I don't file very many claims. Let's be clear about that. They don't want your business. They don't want to deal with roofs. They want your roof in pristine order at all times, which is, I can understand that. But they don't want it to go through the life of a roof. They do not want to insure a 30-year roof any longer, a 25-year roof any longer, even though it's still rated and still good and all of that stuff, right? When you get a professional to look at it on that stuff. And the other reason I know that is then my agent calls me back. Because obviously, here's the problem. When you call State Farm's complaint line, or the regular line, customer service line, and you talk about stuff, they instantly send the message to the agent. There's no secrets in State Farm, which I can understand. So the agent calls me. Hey, Steve, what's going on? Nothing. I go, I got a quick question for you. When we talk, because I talked to my agent. When she denied that claim on Tuesday, I called my agent right away and said, hey, here's what's happening, because they're supposed to advocate for you. Okay.
You would think.
And I told her what happened. We kind of just left it, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I had no idea if she was going to work on it or not. She didn't tell me, hey, let me look into this for you, see what we can do from our side. She didn't do any of that. She didn't say any of that to me on Tuesday. So I was just like, all right, she's not going to do anything. Like, I remember distinctly saying to Autumn on Tuesday night, she's not going to do anything. Right? And I was fine, whatever. I'll fight this battle myself. Fine. Which is why I was like, all right, it's time to move agents. They're backstabbing me, all that stuff. So I go, when I talked to you on Tuesday, did you know that your person in your office, because they have one person that does it, I just don't get see eye to eye with this lady. I go, do you know that she sent that email? She goes, I know of the email. She goes, we have to send emails if we know of issues on stuff when the claims come in. I go, I'm not telling you not to do that. But how come I was never asked for a follow-up? I go, so every casual conversation I've had with you on any of my policies, if I file the claim against that thing, you have to send in. I go, you need to go through your files and follow up with me and ask me if I fixed our casual conversation stuff. I go, because that should have been the conversation before this happens, right? And also, I just flat out asked her, I go, do you even want me as a customer anymore? Like, State Farm, I know doesn't want me. Do you want me still? Because I'll find another agent. I do not need this in my life.
Your agent's supposed to advocate for you.
And I let her know how disappointed I've been. And she goes, well, sometimes when I talk to you, you get a little, you start interrupting and you ask a ton of questions, and I don't feel like you're listening to me. And I go, because of what I'm dealing with. I go, insurance is something in your life that you deal with all the time, and it's important to you. I go, insurance is not that important to me other than something happens, you guys deal with it, I move on with my life, and it's fixed. I go, I've been spending hours and hours dealing with State Farm. I go, and I'm done with it. Today's the day I stopped dealing with my insurance company. So I need to know if you're on board to work with me. And she goes, I feel like I am working with you. And I'm like, I'm just telling you, you're not. My perception is you fight me the whole way. And she goes, well, I have a letter here I'm about to send to claims because there's no reason they should have denied your claim. I looked into it. And I go, you should have told me you're doing that. Right. I go, but they just denied me again. And she goes, why would they do that? So I told her. But I'm just like, what is happening right now? So I don't know. It's a pain in the butt to change agents. Here's the other thing she tells me. You guys think I'm kidding when I say State Farm does not want your business anymore unless you're perfect with no claims. Do a little research on the Palisades fire and how California made State Farm still keep people's claims and pay out stuff, even though they tried backing out of it. So, I have properties, and they're all under LLCs for protection reasons. My Mesa lawsuit, which, by the way, is officially dismissed now.
Oh.
Yeah. The judge, I guess, I don't know what happened, but the courtroom we were in, that judge is no longer there. Maybe he retired. Maybe something else happened. So they were switching us courtrooms. That was that document I talked about the other day. But it is officially dismissed from the personal liability. Now, the LLC might still get, in trouble, which in that case, LLC can deal with it. But this is the one with the tenant stuff. So that is officially gone now. But oh my God, if that house was in my personal name because of what that tenant did, not me, that tenant did, I had nothing to do with it. I could be facing real jail time right now if that house wasn't in an LLC. That's why you put stuff into LLCs. And State Farm now, they'll only allow 5 rental properties, and they can't be in LLCs anymore. They have to be in individual names. Now, she's like, your grandfathered in, so don't worry about it. But I'm like, if this doesn't tell you they do not want your business anymore, they have looked at it and said, rental properties were costing us too much money, so we don't want them anymore. And they can't just say we're not going to insure it, so they make rules on it. So I talked to a friend of the program who listens all the time. Back in the radio days, I talked to him. He works for USAA. He said their number's 8, but they don't care about LLCs. I've got to call into Farmers and Allstate. And I don't want to go with Allstate because Allstate screwed some people in Florida with the thing, and that kind of upsets me a little bit. But I'm calling all these people. These insurance companies they don't want your business, folks. State Farm does not want your business.
What is the first name of this girl at State Farm?
Carla. Well, which one?
Carla, the one you've been talking to, your agent?
Oh, no, my agent? No, I don't want to out her.
I just say her first name. It doesn't matter. But...
Joe Ellen. She's a really nice lady.
Okay. Well,
I've been with her for 20-something years.
Joe Ellen, I feel your pain. Because I don't know how many times I've been in the middle of a thought, middle of a poignant point, and Steve interrupts me.
You guys don't know how much Autumn yells at me when I interrupt.
And so I feel your pain. And even when Steve says, oh, no, I was sweet and kind and loving and bashful.
No, I'm the first one to admit. If you're not listening to me, I got frustrated with the one lady on the phone yesterday because I kept having to repeat myself. And I'm just like, why do I have to keep repeating myself? Like, what are you not understanding about this?
You might have been playing Pokemon.
I actually said, what I really said was, why are you not listening to me right now? I literally said that. Like, why are you not listening to me all of a sudden? Like, do I need to end this conversation because you've lost interest? Tell me so I don't sit here on the phone with you anymore. I can move on with my life. That was the customer service line at State Farm, where I literally was like, you're not listening to me anymore. What do I need to do with my life? That was my day yesterday.
Boy, oh boy, it's been a fun week.
But now I got to file this with the division of whatever. The house got they're going to pay for the tarping. They claim they're going to pay for the tarping now because she said she'd pay for the tarping. So that's what her boss said. So he was supposed to give me an email address to send it
And she's not disputing that?
Oh, she probably will. It would be like State Farm to thing it. But State Farm has changed is what I'm getting at. I've noticed it just on my own. I've noticed it. They're cracking down on stuff.
I would not be shocked if all insurance companies are changing.
As my dad famously says, because like Wells Fargo, I bank with Wells Fargo, and I hate them. I hate them to death. They're awful. The things they do to you, it's amazing. And I go, you know what? Well, it goes back to my mortgage. If you listen on the radio program, you guys remember my old mortgage problem and everything. And Wells Fargo was sending me packets of how they've done nothing wrong. They were calculating interest wrong on a refinance I was trying to do. And I was telling them, you guys are doing this wrong. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. They were sending me, and I was like going up the chain and all that stuff. And they're like, oh, we're not doing anything wrong. You know, we looked into it. We're doing it right, whatever. And they would send me hundreds of pages of justification on what they're doing, calculations and all that stuff. Like, it was hilarious. Literally 6 months after that whole fiasco, we get it settled. I'm like, whatever, do it. I literally start getting like $1,000 checks every couple months. Hey, we apologize. We've been calculating interest wrong. everything I complained about to them, and they denied. I think after my mortgage left them, I think for like a year afterwards, I was getting a check like every few months from them saying, "Oh, we also realized we calculated this wrong from you." You just have to be persistent, man. When you're getting screwed by the man, Dale, by the man.
You are the man.
I'm sticking up for the people, Dale. Is what I'm getting at. I'm sticking up for the people. That was my day yesterday.
Been a fun week following Steve.
It doesn't matter. It's like whatever, man. Don't approve it. I don't give a crap. But it is alarming. It does tell you they just don't want your business, and that's fine. As I told my agent yesterday, I said, "Do you even want me as a customer anymore?" And she's like, "Absolutely." Oh, yeah, because you want my money. I've gone years without speaking to my agent, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I walked into her office one time, unannounced, and they had no clue who I was. Zero clue who I was. Like, I had to be like, "Hey, I'm Stephen McCollum. I'm just checking out your office." Zero clue. That's how long it had been since I talked to anybody at their office.
But
years.
They've been getting their royalties.
Yeah, no problems. Look, I just want somebody that's going to advocate for me when necessary. And I told her, I go, "I don't call you unless I need you for something."
Right.
And if the answer is no, tell me it's no. I'll move on with my life. Doesn't mean I'm going to stick with you. Might mean I'd shop around or whatever and stuff like that. Don't be upset when you tell me no on something and I go, "All right, well, I'm going to have to shop that around then." Because that's actually what I've been saying to her lately. And it seems like she's like, "Well, I just feel like you disagree with me and you don't want it." And I'm like, that's not a disagreement. I'm just telling you up front what I'm going to do because you said no. It's not a threat. It's not anything. Doesn't mean I'm going to leave. I'm being upfront with you because I'm not going to be a shady little weasel like your company is being right now and do it behind your back. I'm going to tell you I'm shopping you around.
I always love when Steve starts pretty calm, cool, collected, and all of a sudden you end up with, "I'm not going to be a weasel."
Not pissed. Not pissed. I was going to have a good Thursday, folks. I was going to have a good Thursday. And then I went to dinner with Autumn and Elizabeth. And then we went to the basketball game. And Hamilton destroyed them.
Is the Ridge not very good?
I don't think I've seen them win yet this year. It doesn't mean they've won. I just don't think I've been there for it. No, I mean, the last two games I've been to, they've been against teams that are really good, meaning probably challenge for a championship. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but
right.
They're in the conversation. Hamilton, Williamsfield, good basketball teams.
Huh?
And they're just a step above. It's not a knock on Desert Ridge. It's just sometimes you don't have the horses to get there.
Was it the AD there?
He was.
Say hi.
Nobody said hi to me. Okay, I wasn't going to bring this up, but since you did.
I
I walk in and I'm just standing on the side because JV played first. And so I'm just standing off to the side. I'm not going to the stand yet. I'm waiting for Autumn to come in and everything. And I'm standing off to the side. And he walks by. Folks, he smiled. He was smiling yesterday. But he walks up, Dale, and he walks by me, and he goes, "Hey, how's it going?" And I go, "Good." He doesn't know who I am. He has no clue who I am, I don't think. But it was just funny. I was like, "Oh, he said hi to me." But he was smiling, Dale. He looked enthusiastic. That was good.
So maybe he's turned over a new leaf.
Maybe. That's all I'm asking. Just support your teams. Not just him. I'm talking every AD, every athletic director. Support your teams, and just look like you want to be there. Because I can imagine it being disappointing, like Bobby Hurley's kids, right? Is on his team. I can understand how it's disappointing if the guy that is there to look at you and the athletic director, all that, I can understand if they're just always scowling and looking grumpy like they don't want to be there. I can understand how that makes you feel. That's all I'm saying. These are high school kids.
Were you smiling?
Probably not.
Why don't you smile?
I don't smile. Yeah, so he was there though. He said hi to me. Yeah, but I don't. We left at half. We left right after. We left in the third quarter because it was getting kind of squirrely. I'm amazed, man. Okay, I'll just say this. In terms of high school basketball, there are some big dudes playing high school basketball.
Uh-huh.
That I'm even like, holy, how do you even guard that guy?
Well, what's amazing to
And
me,
Highland had 2 of them, by the way.
and I remember this even as far back as 10 years ago at SCA, to where, you go watch a girls' volleyball game, and now this is 2A.
Yeah.
And they had like 3 6', 6'1" girls.
It amazes me where Williamsfield was the same way. But they'll be like 6'7", and it's like guard, and you're like, what? And then they'll be like, next guy 6'8", and you're like, what?
Crazy. So more of these guys walking around campus.
Seriously, that's what I'm like. I'm literally think that, and I'm like, what do you have? Just like hundreds of these guys just walking around, and then even on the JV side, there was a kid that I was like, there's no way that kid's JV, man. And like I said, I question if they rotate kids around. Like, hey, you get some playing time, go down. You're going to be JV this week,
right?
And then you're varsity next week, and they kind of rotate. Because there was one kid on the JV for Highland that I was like, I mean, he was doing spin arounds, he was doing back to the basket, turn around and bloop, teardrop it in, and he was a big tall kid, and he had a lot of the tall kids, like the 6, they're all skinny as rails, right? This kid was not.
Yeah,
he was built. And I was like, there's no way that kid doesn't play varsity basketball for anybody, So I don't know the answer to this. I probably should ask, but I think they rotate kids around from time to time, meaning they fill the JV team up, maybe more playing time, or something to that effect, because I've seen it now for 3 separate games this year where I'm like, that doesn't look right to me. But I don't know. Maybe he got in trouble. Who knows? But it is amazing. It's amazing, and it amazes the heck out of me that these teams have 2, 3 of them just sitting there, just standing there, and everybody else is here. They're here.
It is amazing when you see these guys, especially if they're freshmen, sophomores that are 6'6".
And I don't know what age they are. I didn't look them up. Yeah,
takes a little while for them to grow into their bodies.
But that's the thing; they have skills.
Yeah.
One of the tall kids for Island yesterday was like dribbling the ball like there was legs spinning around. And I'm just like, what's happening? So anyway, that's what I did last night.
Wonderful. And Chili's instead of Texas Roadhouse.
I didn't choose it. Yeah, I did Texas Roadhouse on Thursday.
You
remember I said the steak back. Remember that story? No, I would never go back to back. No, never. Never go back to back. I used to do Chili's a lot before I got into the broadcasting world, and I was just like, slumming around as a repair person for my properties and stuff after I left the corporate world, because they had like $10 lunches, 3 for $10 or whatever. So I'd go there a lot to get chips and salsa and a burger or something, and I'd mix it up and stuff. Yeah, I knew all the people in that one for a while there. Cheap lunches, man. You don't go for cheap lunches? I went to Olive Garden yesterday, got a $12.99 chicken parm lunch.
Wow.
Yeah. Just get water, chicken parm, $12.99. I think it was I think they raised the price. I think it's $13.99 now. From that side. So there you go, Daly. My updates. So my hope is today, I leave here today, and nobody bothers me in terms of that stuff. Let me deal with my stupid phone. Let me get that situated. Let me get names back in my phone. All of that stuff. And just hopefully everybody just leaves me alone on that front. I just want to relax today, folks. That's all I want to do on this rainy Friday day. You going to golf in the rain?
Well, I'm hoping it's not going to rain. Last night said 10%.
Hey, question for you. With all the checks you cut at Baylor for your daughter's education, Baylor's not cheap, folks. Did you get that shirt for free, or they make you buy it too?
I think it was a gift from Kendall.
Oh, so but she got student discount.
Yeah.
Those things are not cheap, man.
No, I think it was like a Father's Day or something.
I go into like the ASU bookstore or the ASU whatever, where they sell their, stuff. And I'm like, $80 for this?
No.
What?
Yeah, it was actually crazy when we started looking at schools. But Kendall had a really good resume or whatever. I mean, she had about a $35,000 a year scholarship.
Yeah. I know. I don't mean to imply that you're made of money, that you were cutting the checks yourself.
But it made it make a little bit more sense. Still didn't make it make sense, but it made it make more sense.
It's a private school.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
And then she came home after her first semester with a 2.4.
Oh.
And I'll tell you the quick little story because
she almost didn't come back.
So two things. Number one, so at SMU, I got one 3.0 or better GPA.
Okay.
My freshman year, first semester. We had mandatory study hall 2 nights a week.
Especially as a freshman, right? Yeah.
Two nights a week.
Get you acclimated.
You're interrupting me. 2 nights a week.
Yes, I am.
And if you had a 3.0 or better second semester, it became optional.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole goal was to get out of study hall. I got a 3.4 my freshman year, so first semester, while I'm playing varsity football.
This isn't the flex you think it is, but okay.
And and so now study hall becomes optional.
Yeah.
Never went, never got a 3.0 again.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the lesson that I told now Hillary as she goes to ASU. That your first semester, your freshman year, there'd be a lot of distractions and all that. You've got a pretty good ASU scholarship based on grades.
Mm-hmm.
She came home with about a 2.4. Had to sit down at Christmas time and read her the riot act and say, hey, you can go to Scottsdale Community College for all that's worth.
Yeah.
She got her act together, thankfully, and bam, bam, bam.
She live on campus or away from home?
Yeah. She lived on campus.
I don't know, yeah.
And then
a lot of distraction.
And Kendall she's 3 years younger, and she always learned from Hillary's mistakes. She see Hillary get in trouble for something, she goes, well, I'm not doing that. Well, now we take her to Baylor, and she's got a significant scholarship on the line. And I've been to Baylor. I visited Baylor back in 1980. Yeah. It's changed some, but not a lot.
It's my favorite city, Waco.
But if you are in Tempe, if you're in Dallas, I can see a lot of distractions. In Waco, you need to find distractions.
Something tells me it's not hard to find distractions on a college campus.
Yeah, it's Baylor. She came home Christmas time. We get the email 2.4. I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? So you got one semester to figure it out, or else you're going to Scottsdale Community College. And thankfully, she got her act.
That was my rule with my parents when they paid my way through school was you just get good grades.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just get good grades.
I told them, I
didn't mess around with it. I did not mess around with it at all, man.
I said my freshman year, I played football. I had fun.
Yeah.
And I still found a way to get a 3.4. So it's doable.
Yeah, but you had study hall. They made you do study hall.
Crazy.
The acclimation thing and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I'm actually dealing with that with Ethan because he's applied to colleges now, and everything and doing all that stuff. And I'm just like, man, let's see. Let's see how this goes first semester. I'll just tell you, my family has a history of people going to college and not doing well their first year because of all the distractions.
Ethan's going to be the change.
Well, no, I was the change. I
weren't.
Dude, I did not mess around. I mean, I learn differently than a lot of people, so like I don't have to study a ton, which can get me in trouble at times. But I can learn if I just go to the class and listen to the teacher talk and whatever. I absorb it and I can do well enough to get through. Now I'm not getting A's. I might be getting B's or high C's, depending on it. But so I don't have to sit there and like study at all times and stuff like that stuff to get. At least back then I didn't have to do all that and everything. But no, I always took that seriously.
It used to drive my parents crazy because it swore I think I graduated 3.4, 3.5, and I never did homework. I mean, they would see whether it was at Navajo Elementary School, we come home from school, everybody's got their backpacks or carrying books or whatever, and there's me and I got A's and B's.
Yeah.
And my parents would always be on, Dale, if you studied, you can get all A's. And I say, I don't care about getting all A's.
That's me with Ethan. Ethan. You got B's. Get some of those into A's. Why? B's passing. Man. Kids today, man, it cracks me up from that side of things. But I was thinking more about it last night, and I talked to Bruce Cooper yesterday. I tell you what, let's take a quick break here. We'll do a short segment here to wrap up this hour, as we're just having some fun here on this Friday. Rainy Friday.
Stop at the rainy Friday.
I want it to rain on you while you're out there. I want it to start like hole 2,
Wow.
hole 3, and then
See?
you're just stuck out there.
That's what I got to deal with right there.
Come on back, folks. The main event. And we're back here, main event. Tails so mad he left, folks. You keep talking about rain, and he ran out of here as well. Geesh, that guy, sensitive, right? Sensitive guy. Hey, don't forget, text us 623-252-6670 at TME Sports Show as well. Hit us up there, and we see it there. Flash Gordon chimes in 7:50 this morning. Might have been 7:50. It looks like this morning. Flash Gordon says, Steve, let me read this first before we get it. Because I knew Flash was going to attack me in this tweet, so on this text. I wanted to read it first before I decided if I was going to like it or not. I was going to read it either way, just to be fair. But Flash says on the text line, Steve, that lady from State Farm is at home after work complaining to her son, who just got done working at Discount Tire, about some crazy customer. And the son asks, wait, that sounds like the same guy who didn't have a spare tire. So I filled his tires with the wrong pressure. Wouldn't that be an amazing coincidence? Welcome back, Dale.
Yeah, you know what? And Phoenix is one of the biggest small cities in the country, I believe, where there's so much crossover, pollination. You run into somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
And you could be on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, do you know Steve McCollum? Oh, yeah, he's the guy who bitches and moans all the time.
I don't bitch and moan. I'm just telling everybody my stories. I'm not complaining about it. It is what it is. Life happens. What do you do? Want me to be boring? Dale probably does.
No, I just don't. I don't like you casting aspersions upon me and hoping it starts. Making sure I get out to the golf course.
I think he's really mad about that.
Make sure I get started and then start to rain.
I just want to see the old man rain gear come out.
I don't got rain gear.
Nobody does.
That's why I don't golf in the rain.
I remember one time, like years ago, when I was golfing, and I was here in town, and like a storm rolled through, and I was playing with these older guys. I didn't know them. I was put into their group because I was just playing by myself, and it started raining, and I'm just out there in shorts, in a polo shirt. And I was like in the rain, like whatever. I just have to deal with this till the rain stops. This sucks. These three old guys break out jackets, rain pants they put over, rain hat. I'm like looking at them like, you guys, for the rare occasion it rains here while you're golfing, you guys have all this stuff? They probably have it from like Minnesota or wherever they're from, But it was just hilarious. I was just looking at them like, wait, did I invest in this type of? Only time it's ever rained on me hard on a golf course, so that was that moment. So if I would have bought it, it would have just been collecting dust over the years from that side of things. No, Dale, I hope you go out there. I hope it stays dry. I hope you have a great time and win a lot of money.
There's no sincerity behind it.
100% sincerity.
I did have all that rain gear like when I was in lived in Dallas part of the year.
Oh, rain all the time.
Because it could move in and then move out.
Yeah.
But out here, if it's raining, I just don't golf.
Yeah, you just don't show me.
No.
I remember when I was in the men's club, I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, it's clouds in the sky, might rain."
Wow.
Not going. Just kidding. Geez, what are we doing with our lives out there on this lovely Friday? Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670 at TME Sports Show as well, and everything. And we're just having some fun. We're just having some fun. Now that I'm sweating a little bit. 2 football games this weekend. We'll pick those here coming up. Talk about those as well. Interesting here. We'll talk a little bit. I remember what I was going to go to before I said let's take our break into a short segment here at top of the show.
You had something.
I know. I forgot all about it. Hey, are you watching the American Express tournament? Golf is started.
Yes.
Didn't bring it up.
finally.
I didn't realize yesterday was Thursday. Like, I knew it was Thursday,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, golf started yesterday.
Real golf is back.
So you got the one in California, the American Express, and you
Yeah.
got Dubai going on too right now.
Yeah.
You're not watching Dubai. You're
No.
you're boycotting that one with Rory over there.
No, not watching that. Watching the American Express. Man, they can make Palm Springs look so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It looked absolutely stunning yesterday.
Until you get there.
You don't like Palm Springs?
No, I don't know. I thought that's where you were going.
No, especially in January. I mean, the golf course between the mountains. And,
Yeah, go in the summertime,
Yeah.
and you hate your life.
yeah,
It's hotter than here.
I've been there in the summertime. And they kept showing, I think it's hole 16. It's a
Yeah.
par 5.
I saw that. Yeah.
And the whole left side is this bunker. They call it a bunker, but like it's a 60-foot
Yeah.
deep bunker. And we were out there one time with our group that we take different trips, and we were playing out there in like early June, so it was hot.
Okay.
And I hit
Very
in
hot.
that damn bunker. And I remember just swearing at either Arnold Palmer or Jack Nicklaus as
They-
like trying to get out of there.
Which one? One of them made that, or
Yeah.
designed that course. I don't know which
and
one.
I
but,
forget
yeah.
which one it was.
They
and
both
which
have a
course.
multiple there.
Yes.
Like if you play on one of those higher end courses, you're playing one of their
Yes.
courses most of the time as you deal with that. But yeah, so I know I thought about you yesterday when I got home and saw that. I was like, oh, it is Thursday. Golf's back.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler right at the top of the leaderboard again. And
Not today. Well, he's -9. NW Lee is -10, and Cootie. Cootie? That surely
Okay.
says Cootie. I
is
didn't
it
double
P.
check.
Cootie?
Yeah, -10 for him as well.
Pierce Cootie.
So no, it's fun. Golf's back finally, and we got Waste Management coming up, or WM as they call it nowadays. We're embarrassed by Waste Management now, or something. I don't know what's happening.
Well, that's obviously what they want to call it.
Well, no, I think they have to be on board with shortening the name.
Yeah,
don't
that's
they?
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think
WM.
Waste Management is one who.
Yeah, well, I think they want to be known as WM now, not Waste Management. Class up the trash.
Wow.
So good. Just wondering if you watched it yesterday.
Watch that because one of the guys was Max Homa was one of the featured guys.
Yeah. Well, was he yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh.
A guy who struggled a lot last year. Evidently, they're thinking he's going to have a bounce back year this year. I think he
needs it.
finished -6
He needs it.
yesterday.
I see him at -6. Yes.
Yeah.
He needs it. He's the one guy that needs it and everything. But really, you're not going to tune into Dubai at all. You just
No.
boycott it altogether.
No. Is that the Live or is that the
No,
DP
that's
tour?
the PGA. It's that one. That's the one that used to compete with the WM with back then before it was called the Waste Management Open. That was the one that like Tiger would always go to, and everybody would get all mad at him. But he'd get paid $1 million just to show up. Like it wasn't. Whatever you win on top of that, you win on top of it. But we'll pay you
Right.
$1 million just to get on a plane and come here. People used to throw a fit. They moved it earlier now, obviously to compete here with the American Express. I did see Xander is playing in the WM Open. He put
Yeah.
his name in officially yesterday as well. So we're getting all the big name guys. Doesn't look like any of the big name guys are going to sit this one out, at least as of yet.
No, and again, it's not one of those signature events. A couple years ago, they were that, which meant everybody came at it.
Well, that was the Super Bowl year that they did that.
Okay.
And yeah, so it just they have to choose to come out here and stuff. So Be interested to see who comes out. Your buddy Patrick Cantley is at minus 8.
I saw that. I saw that. I saw a guy play a par 3 and got an 11 on it.
Oh, what's his name? Stephen McCollum.
three balls in the water.
that's what I was going to ask you. Was that on water?
Yeah, it was a water hole.
I had it on, but since I was on the phone, I was following it, but I wasn't like paying attention. Like, oh, who's this guy? And then where's this going and stuff. To me, it looked like a lot of guys were striking the ball well, and judging by the scores, it looks like that also.
Well, the scores are always low in Palm Springs.
Yeah. La Quinta, California.
Well, they play 3 different courses.
Yes.
PGA, what do they play? The La Quinta Country Club?
I think that was yesterday, right?
No, they rotate. So La Quinta, PGA West, PTI, they rotate because it's a celebrity tournament.
And then the Nicklaus tournament, of course, as well as the other one that they play.
Because I saw Harmon playing. He was the one playing with Max Homa, hit the wrong ball.
2-stroke penalty?
So he hit it
execution.
He hit it to about 3 foot, and then realized he hit the wrong ball. Had to go back.
And then he shanked it. Right?
Yeah, well, he didn't shake it, but he's about 25 feet, 3-putted.
Oh, that's like the batter that hits the home run just barely foul.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna strike.
Oh,
out.
They're gonna strike out.
But yeah, it's the PGA West, the stadium course there, the La Quinta Country Club, and then the Nicklaus Tournament Club is where they is all 3 that they're playing here throughout the weekend.
And they don't make the cut until after Saturday's round,
mm-hmm.
and then the final round will be played on the stadium course.
That stadium course is nice.
Yeah,
that's the one I played. That one. That's the one where the one guy hit it like 200 yards over the water and stuck it. I don't remember who it was now, but they have a plaque where he hit it from. So I was playing it one time and I was like, I'm going to try this. So I drop a ball there, quarter of the way across the water. And I'm like, all right, never mind. Time to move on. And he nails it like inches from the hole to win the tournament.
Well, what I love is when they're talking about the courses and like the PTI Stadium course. See, it's one of the shorter courses on the tour. It's only 7,300 yards. I'm like,
one of those courses. I don't remember which one it was. Like literally, you tee off next to the mountain. Like your tee box is like in the mountain. Like it's you're leaning against the mountain almost when you're swinging, and it's on your backswing and all that. That's the hole I want to kind of see where they tee off, because golfers are notorious for not liking things behind them and close to them and stuff to that effect. So it'll be interesting to see. I just out of curiosity, you can play golf like that, huh? Mm-hmm. Dale, when we come back in the second hour of football talk, college football, we'll get into ASU U of A schedule. No Bruce Cooper today. Out 6, going to join us next week as well. Mike Sheehan from Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles and the Sheehan Group. If you're looking for a realtor right now or have questions, contact him on that. Join us Wednesday next week as well. Of course, Lou on Thursday. Get into it all. Let's go. Dale's not interested in Dubai.
Nope.
Come on back. Second hour main event next. And we're back here. Just really quick, Suns weekend for you guys out there on the NBA side. Of course, second hour main event right here. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. And you got 17-year NFL veteran Dale Hellestrae here to my right. Having some fun here. But Suns this weekend, tonight at the Hawks. 5:30 p.m. tip-off for that. Now, no Trae Young there anymore. Hawks aren't very good. You expect the Suns to go out there. You just kind of got to hold your breath on Jalen Green, right? Because you're just a little gun shy on that. But go out there, work on the rotations, get the W, get out of Atlanta. And the Suns do tend to struggle in Atlanta, which is always a weird thing to see.
Well, what's interesting, I was thinking about this morning. So they've had 3 nights off.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yes.
But I wonder what their travel plans were. Did they go to Atlanta the next morning?
They get there early.
Or did they stay? Who did they play last?
What are you accused? 76ers. Well, you get out of Philadelphia as quickly as possible.
You get out of Philly?
I think you get out of Philly as quickly as possible.
Okay, and so you're going to go to Atlanta.
What are you insinuating, Dale?
There's trouble to be had in Indiana.
I'll put it this way. James Harden has a plane stop in Atlanta when he's going cross country. For a few hours.
He just wants some chicken wings.
There's a place there that he goes, best chicken wings in the... Yeah, that's the reason you go there, buddy, the chicken wings.
Yes.
So Hawks tonight, just get through with the win. Then they got the Heat at home on Sunday, 6 p.m. Back home finally for the Suns as well on 6. Get revenge against the Heat from that opening travel. Look, the bottom line you could say in this, they got to beat the Hawks, period. You're expected to beat the Hawks. You should beat the Hawks. Even if you didn't have major players in this game tonight, you should beat the Hawks. You possibly should. Do not walk out of there with a loss.
Do you remember Steve McCollum talking?
And win by a lot.
Before we...
That was just for you, Dave.
Do you remember Steve McCollum talking before this road trip started? And we were talking, hey, 3-3 would be satisfactory.
I remember exactly what I said.
And you said, boy, that last game against Atlanta, the final of a road trip, that's going to be really, really hard.
Those are usually the games you lose.
Yes.
Which is why I'm saying there's no excuses. Go in there and win this game.
And by a lot.
Well, that's just for you. That's just for you, for me to say that. But, no, that's what I'm saying. Just escape this win. Just get out of here. Because I do think there's a potential of this being tougher than you think it is.
Yes.
The last game of a long road trip is always a tough game, no matter who you are, basketball or any sport. That's because you're thinking of home. You know the game's over. You're hopping on a plane and you're back home in your own bed in a couple hours. So that's what I mean. Just scratch claw, no excuses, win ugly, but walk out of here with a win. And is what you need to see happen. But I'm not expecting it. In all seriousness, I'm not expecting it to be a blowout. I expect this to be kind of a game where we're all going to be like, "Oh, it was closer than it should have been."
You're running out of clothes. You're re-wearing things that you started the trip.
Yeah, you don't want to send them out for washing or whatever.
Yeah,
you don't want to send it out for that because you're almost home and all of that. So in all seriousness, that is a legit concern. Now go out and put the Hawks away early. The NBA, they always come back. They're like horror film villains.
Yeah.
They're never quite dead from that. So interesting stat here I saw on the NBA side. You're a big NBA guy. Midseason grades from Western Conference.
Yeah.
Yahoo Sports put this out. This is the one I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
What do you think? They put the Suns on their midseason grade.
It better be no worse than an A-.
It's an A. Yeah, exactly. They didn't do minuses.
Right. Okay.
But it has to be an A.
Yeah.
What's above A?
Yeah.
It needs to be above A.
Summa cum laude.
Yeah. They also have the Spurs as an A, the Nuggets as an A, Minnesota Timberwolves as an A, which does kind of surprise me. And then Oklahoma City is the other A team that they have ranked at the A's there.
Okay.
I mean, do you guys notice something? Let me repeat it. Denver, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, and Spurs are all A's, and then Suns A. Who's the team that doesn't belong, if you get my drift here? Meaning preseason, going into the season, halfway through this first part of the season, you have an A grade with the teams that have excelled in the first half of the season and have championship potential. And they're ranking you in terms of your midseason grade with those types of teams. tells you the expectations of the Suns have changed, at least on a national
Right.
perspective.
Right.
And that's a good thing to see because the Rockets are a B. The Lakers are a B. These are your competition here to get that 5th and 6th seed.
Right.
Those are both ranked Bs going into this.
I think
as well.
they're grading them though on what your
They are.
preseason expectations were, where you stand, and nobody. I mean, what were we hoping for? 35 to 40 wins?
Yeah, we
I mean, reasonable.
Yeah, like I thought they'd go over the whatever we got them at 31 or whatever. I thought they'd go over, but I also thought, well, I said they'd get into the play-in game with a 10 seed or a 9 seed is what I was thinking.
Right.
And we determined that was like 40 wins or something.
Right.
I
thought we said they'd be battling for it.
For it, yeah. I said they might be outside, but they'll be battling for it. They're not going to be out of the conversation to get into the play-in side. And I think we determined at the time it was around high 30s, mid-30s, 36, 37, I think is what we decided by looking at past stuff and stuff like that. No, but this is my point. That's all my point is you're now, it is based off of preseason expectations, how you played. Like New Orleans is an F because they've disappointed this year completely. Memphis is a D. They've obviously fired their coach already. They've been very disappointing and stuff like that. Clippers are a D. Their expectations were a lot higher. So you're right, but it still doesn't decide it that they're at least being ranked alongside teams that are at that top level of stuff. Oh. Rockets had big, high expectations. That's probably why they got to be, is they're underperforming, going into the season. But it's fascinating to see just where the national people are ranking and what they see the Suns are doing. Because we're not the only ones seeing it, obviously.
And a lot of times we are.
Yes.
A lot of times we are the only ones to see our local teams from that perspective. The one name I do want to bring up, because obviously Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Grayson Allen, Jalen Green, and even to a certain extent Colin Gillespie have kind of garnered all the attention.
Yes.
Do you know that Mark Williams has played in 39 games?
Yeah. The Suns hoped they would get 60 games out of him this year with it because he's injury prone.
Right.
He has been in the past.
And the way they've handled him, no back-to-backs and things. But he's already basically at 40 games.
Yes.
And you look at his impact on this. He's averaging about 13 points a game. He's averaging about 9 rebounds a game. Alter shots, block shots.
He does stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet.
That there's not you have all these things, but there's not a stat for that.
Dylan Brooks gets all the credit for the toughness on this team. Yeah. He brings toughness himself underneath the basket there.
Yes. Yeah. You can take chances out front because you got a rim protector now. Yeah. And I think kind of an underrated acquisition.
He put Nick Richards out of a job here in Phoenix.
Yeah. And obviously everybody's saying they're going to trade Nick Richards. You keep him around as insurance just in case something happens.
He's the guy that's going to have to step, because Malowich isn't ready to be an everyday center.
No.
Get him in there and get him some time. He's dominating in the G League now when he plays in it. I think he played in it the other night, if I remember correctly. So he's getting better, but he's not ready to step in. But that's the thing. Nick Richards will be the guy that steps up and plays more, a lot more, obviously, if Williams gets hurt. I don't know if you do that. I don't know if you plan on injuries. Oso can stop. Oso will do good. He'll do all right. It depends what kind of injury you're expecting.
Right.
If Williams misses a week because he tweaks an ankle or something, you want to avoid the catastrophic, the 2 months hamstring, knee injury, ankle injury. You want to avoid those types of injuries with them.
Right.
But no, I mean, that's the amazing thing. We talk about this. Dylan Brooks is struggling at shooting now, especially the threes with his minutes. I just say he's tired. He's playing more minutes than he ever has, shooting the ball more responsibilities and stuff like that. And Gillespie's the same boat. I feel like they're kind of hitting walls,
right,
and things to that effect. The way they're handling Williams and the way they're handling this is just nice. It's nice how they're doing it, but at what point do you start? I don't know how other ways to phrase it. Do you start resting guys a little bit more? Dare I say this? For this playoff push that they got to go.
Well, I think it's just going to naturally happen because you're going to have Jalen Green, who started off with 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sure their goal is in another 2 weeks to have him up to 30, 32, 33 minutes a game.
He's going to get there. He's going to be a major player.
And so, therefore, Gillespie will get a little more rest. Brooks will get a little more rest. just because Jalen Green's playing.
Well, I mean,
well.
Dale, the big question is somebody that's advocated trading Booker the last couple of years. What do you trade Booker to on this trade deadline? Less than 2 weeks away.
If I was trading, if you could get Luka, or if you could get the Denver center.
That talk is quieted down, hasn't it?
I have no qualms about the way Devin Booker's playing. I think he's integrating himself. And, I've talked, whether it's Bruce Cooper or some other people you talk to, it's like he was uncomfortable being in the shadow of Kevin Durant is what they thought. I thought that was kind of silly,
I think that's silly
because Durant's not a leader and Durant's not a guy who's going to be bombastic and loud and whatever. But he's kind of settled back into that. I'm the leader of this team.
I think he feeds off other players on the team. So when Kevin Durant's the laid back guy, I think he went laid back. When Chris Paul was here, he was in your face, talking smack, going at you. And what's he doing now? In your face, talking smack, hitting the shots. Because you have Brooks there now, right? Kind of leading the charge and stuff. So I think that's more. It's not that he was afraid to be in those presents. It's just he takes the lead of the team. He takes the attitude of the team and maybe the coaching staff. And that's not necessarily good, right? But I think that's more of it than he's afraid to do it. Here's an interesting thing as the Suns go into this weekend in terms of NBA MVP reports. I saw this stat, and it blew me away. The last 7 NBA MVP awards went to non-American players. The problem is it's also going to probably continue this year as well, right? Because Shea is an MVP leader. He's Canadian, if you didn't know. Luka has a good chance of winning the MVP this year as well. Who was the last American to win NBA MVP? Dale, give it to us. Let me know if you want to hit.
LeBron?
No, this is what shocks me. That also shocks me. LeBron hasn't won an MVP in over 7 years.
Okay.
Because 7 have gone to, well, I can tell you 8 because this guy won it a couple times. Probably 9, actually. LeBron hasn't won an MVP in that many years. Doesn't it feel like people still treat him like he just won it a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, nope. He's a guard. Think Arizona State.
James Harden was not an MVP.
Yeah, he was. He won a couple of them, by the way.
Well,
yeah. James Harden, yeah, he has. 2017, 2018, James Harden was the last American to win the NBA MVP.
The Joker's not from the United States?
No.
Oh.
Well, he's won 3 of those 7. Joel Embiid is not an American.
Did you see the season that the Joker's having right now? Listen to these averages.
Mm-hmm. If you're not watching Denver, I don't know what you're not watching.
29.6 points per game.
Yeah.
12.2 rebounds per game. 11 assists per game.
Yeah. He's got better assist numbers than point guards have.
Jeez Louise. Oh, by the way, he leaves 1.4 block shots per game.
Did you see what he said the other day? Because him and LeBron were talking before the game the other day.
Okay.
When they played. And they go, hey, what's LeBron talking to you about? And he goes, I don't know if it's true or not, but it was just funny. He goes, even if it's true, it's kind of sad. But he goes, he was asking me to sit out the All-Star game so he could start. That's what he responded with. True or not, it's just hilarious, man. He does that with that motion.
Yeah.
Or with that, just that nonsense.
Deadpan.
Yeah, he said, asked me to sit out the All-Star game so we can
Well, LeBron's got to be chosen to the All-Star team, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not a starter. Yeah.
Does Devin Booker make the All-Star team?
No.
No? That quick? Not even a
Who are you going to take out in that position?
Well, I'm talking about the reserves.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Think about who plays in those positions.
But you got to have a reason for the Suns' resurgence.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just, I'm not saying he doesn't probably deserve to be one. I'm saying the NFL as a whole,
NBA.
or the NBA, does not look at him as a perennial all-star, is what I'm saying.
I understand that.
Yeah, that's why it was so quick to say no, because he's a guard, right? Think of all the The big name guards that aren't starting. And then it's the U.S. versus the world this year as well.
Well, that's what they're saying. Maybe Dylan Brooks, he's also from Canada.
He is, yeah. There always got to be one reason to not like a guy, right? Obviously, Shea, Luka, Steph Curry are ahead of Devin in terms of all-star.
Yeah, but two of those are starting, right?
That's what I'm saying. They're starters. Two of them are starters. So there's one spot taken up from that side. I'm trying to think. I'm just drawing a blank right now because you're hitting me. There's a couple other guys that have been all-stars, just ahead of him based off of name in the past. Anthony Edwards.
Come on.
I don't think he deserves to get it, but you can see them putting him in ahead of him, right? That's what I was trying to think of. Jalen Brunson. Even though the Knicks are sucking right now, he's a New York player, so, he might get bumped up into it. That's all I'm saying. The NBA views other guys as perennial all-stars.
Yeah.
Devin Booker, for some reason, just isn't viewed as that. I don't understand it, but that's the way that it is out there for him. Other trivia. It's not trivia. I saw this stat also. Going back in the archives here, Yahoo gives me this one as well. Yahoo's fantastic with some of these stories.
Right.
These old-time stories, bring them into the real side. I like what they do. I read them all the time because of it and all that stuff. It's fantastic. Wilt Chamberlain, for those of you that don't know, scored a 100-point game back in the day. I wonder if we ripped the coaches when that happened.
Why not? Probably not.
He's the only player in NBA history to record 40 points, 10 assists, and shoot 80% field goals in a game. Only player in the history of the NBA to do it until recently. Here's the amazing thing about it. Emmanuel Quickley from Toronto on Tuesday also did it. Wilt Chamberlain, he's been dead for 30 years, let alone played in the NBA for how many years ago, right? I don't know if it's 30, but he's been gone for a while now. But Tuesday, finally, Toronto's Emmanuel Quickley does it and ties it up. So that record's been by itself for a long time. Here's the weird thing about it. Shea, SGA, he did it on Wednesday. So you have this record that Wilt's the only one to have done it, which tells you it's hard to do.
Yeah.
All these years, it's only been Wilt. Two people do it back-to-back, Tuesday and Wednesday. Like it's nothing. What? That stuff amazes me, man. It amazes me how that stuff happens. Just out of nowhere.
At least in NBA games, it's 48 minutes. In high school, you're talking 32 minutes.
Yeah, 8-minute quarters.
And I have scored 43. I think I scored 45 points one time. And that's rapid fire shooting and not missing.
You got to move quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
To score 45.
Yeah. I saw a high school basketball, a girls' high school basketball game recently where it was like 63-14 in the third quarter, third period, right? And even then, it was tough for them to get to 63, and then they were doing a lot of turnovers and scoring off the turnovers. And even then, I remember thinking this was before that kid scored 100, so I wasn't thinking in that terms, but I was like, man, to get to 64, they've kind of struggled with that a little bit, just to get to that in this short time frame of 16 minutes of game time. Yeah, that's go quick is what you're looking at. But, yeah, just amazing how two guys hit it right after that stuff. So 2 games, Hawks, Heat this weekend for the Suns. Wish them the best of luck out there.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, Hawks on, and then when do they play Heat?
Sunday, 6 p.m. here at home at the Morgue.
So I pulled up All-Star Reserve.
Yes.
And there's 3 guys who picked their reserves on the NBA website.
Oh, okay. So people are guessing.
Yes. Who's Denny Avdija from Portland?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not up on Portland players.
He's on all 3 lists as the number 1 guy.
If you say Portland to me, I go Chauncey Billups, poker. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I've seen a Portland highlight this year other than Chauncey Billups getting released from jail.
Kevin Durant is on every list. Anthony Edwards is on every list.
And those are Americans. So they'll take that
LeBron
spot.
James is on every list. Kawhi Leonard is on 2 of the 3.
Kawhi's not a guard. He's a shooting guard.
I'm just saying they're reserves. I don't think it matters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, I don't
I
think
thought
it
they
matters.
did by guards. Okay.
No. Kawhi Leonard is on 2 of the 3 lists. Jamal Murray is on all 3 lists.
You know what I mean?
Seguin from Houston.
He probably deserves. He's probably one that deserves to be on
Yeah.
that list. Unlike LeBron and those guys, they're just there because of their name. LeBron, Kawhi, they're just there because of their names.
All 3 lists. One guy, John
Booker?
Schumann, has Devin Booker
Yeah, I'm telling you,
on the list.
it's that's why I answered so quickly. The NBA does not view Devin Booker as one of those perennial guys that needs to be on the All-Star game every year.
Because and everybody's talking about, well, there's Lauri Markkanen, there's Chet Holmgren, and Booker.
Chet wasn't on that list either.
No.
Yeesh. Yeah,
So-
because you got to have names for guy. Tell me Kawhi Leonard's an All-Star this year, folks.
Well,
It's his name.
What's that?
It's his name. It's the only reason.
Yeah,
he's
but
on that
he
list
is
his
having a
name.
resurgent season.
Great.
But it's supposedly supposed to be this year, not.
LeBron's not having an All-Star year,
No, he missed a ton of games.
and he's flopping like never before. Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. It's name. You're right. Kawhi's got a chance with his name. He'll get bumped in if he's having. And he is. You're right. He is having a year. He's actually playing this year.
Right.
So he is having. He's good when he plays, folks. That's the problem with him. But no, that's the problem with Booker, man. And it's sad to see because he deserves so much more recognition, and things to that effect, and he just doesn't get it. And I don't understand why. Weird, but because a lot of guys started off on bad teams and made that team better and stuff like that. But hey, it is what it is.
Well, so this year, Kawhi Leonard's averaging 28 points a game, 50% shooting from the field, 40% from three-point line, 94% from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists a game, 2.5 blocks per game.
How many games? I know he's played a lot this year.
He's
compared to
playing
what previous-
31.
Okay, so he's all right. So he's not sitting out for weeks at a time. This
He's
year.
almost up to his total from all of last year.
Yeah. Yes. Do you think that's when he starts sitting out? Yeah, I hit my number last year. I'm out now. I'm out now for a while. Well, especially because Clippers aren't playing well. So, does he start sitting out when they have nothing to play for? Is what, right? Or is he having to prove that I didn't take extra money on the side to sit here? I came here to play.
I better be worth all this nonsense that I put everybody through.
So that's your NBA. Other basketball news out there this weekend. ASU men's basketball, since you asked about them. Cincinnati.
Who asked about
You
that?
did earlier in the show. You asked if they play tonight or tomorrow. Cincinnati is in town for Arizona State. Another team. Okay. West Virginia was a team that they could have beaten. They could lose to them as well, which they did, but they could have beaten them as well. Cincinnati's a little bit harder to play in this deal here. But tomorrow, 6 p.m.
You going?
I know. I'm wasting.
Come
my
on,
time
get there and
that.
make some noise.
I don't even want to go for free. I don't even want to texting Doug tomorrow and say, hey, can I get on the list? I don't even want to do that.
And he'd say, no, media section's all full.
I don't even want to do that. No, in all seriousness, no, UFC tomorrow night. I have plans. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Here's my question I got. Because I talked to Bruce Cooper. He's chomping at the bit. He's pissed he's not here today. Because he wants to talk Bobby Hurley. Because remember, he's a Bobby Hurley guy. And I questioned him on air. How are you a Bobby Hurley guy? It's frustrating, right? He said it yesterday to me on the phone. And we'll talk about it on Tuesday. I told him I'd save the clips and stuff. And we'll talk about it on Tuesday. If you're a player on that team and your coach talk like that, and you already weren't listening to him, you're tuning him out at this point. I don't care who you are. You're not going to this game tomorrow night or practice and going, can't wait to get there to practice. You go, my coach doesn't even want to be here. My coach thinks we're worthless. Coach thinks we don't listen to him. We're done. Let's just go. I'm sorry. It's a natural thing to tune out people that act like that. I read a national story yesterday where they just flat out said it. Bobby Hurley doesn't have the temperament to be a head coach in college basketball.
At this level.
Yeah, well, at this level.
Although
And
I don't remember seeing him in Buffalo, so I don't know what he acted like then.
I know I didn't really see him, but I mean, his brother's got the same attitude and stuff. But his brother, Bobby does take it farther,
Yeah.
But I just look at it and go, I would play for Bobby Hurley's brother, even though he's a jackass at times too. Bobby Hurley, though, I just look at him and be like, are you still talking to me? What are you doing? Didn't you just quit the other night while you were crying on the stand? So anyway, Cincinnati tomorrow night for them. Men's ASU women's, who continues their fantastic season at Cincinnati, 10 a.m. tomorrow for them as well. Arizona, of course, number one. I've noticed something about Arizona basketball last few games. Arizona State game. I forget who they played the other day. They have West Virginia tomorrow at noon down there in Tucson. What I've noticed about them is their games are getting tighter. These last 2-3 games. And it's not, and they're not playing the best of the best. Arizona men's basketball, right? Arizona State, they built like a 12, 15-point lead. Arizona State came back a little bit, made it a close game at the end where they couldn't just do. They beat TCU 86-75, but that was a closer game than you think it should be. You had to wait longer before that game broke open on that. Arizona's starting to play their games a little bit closer. Now they got West Virginia this weekend. I'm not saying they're going to lose. I'm not saying they deserve to lose. Settle down, Wildcat fans that are going to blast me for what I'm saying. I'm saying I've noticed that the last couple of weeks. It could be bored. Hey, we're bored. We're not playing the top of the thing anymore. So it could just be lulls right now, getting ready. They know where they're headed, and they know kind of a lull to play, but they're still winning. But it's become something that I paid attention to and something to pay attention to moving forward against these. If they were playing Houston, I have no doubt they'd come out and play their best basketball they can play. But against these non-ranked teams in their conference, I've noticed a pattern in the last 2 games.
And sometimes mid-season blues, you're just kind of going through the motions a little bit, middle of the season, not much competition.
Yes.
Hey, let's just go out and win the game because
It might just be that.
Yeah.
But these last 2 games have been closer than they should have been for a number one team in dominating fashion. So just something to watch against West Virginia coming up this weekend. Because if they keep doing it, I mean, my opinion is they need to lose at least one game coming up. Now, if you're going to lose it to a Houston or something, right? Don't get upset by a West Virginia or Arizona State with a coach on his way out and stuff like that. Lose it against a good team. But it's something to watch. Grand Canyon's up at Fresno State tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Dale.
Okay.
If you're interested in that. They're in the Mountain West, battling it out there for them for Grand Canyon University.
I'm surprised you didn't open today's show with you booked your tickets to London on September 18th.
Me and Ethan have looked into that.
Yeah?
We have a plan. We have a game plan. Here's the problem. Like, life changes a little bit after May, right? Ethan's no longer in high school. High school, I'm like, I'll just take you out for a week. Let's go. What's he going to be doing in September? Is he going to ASU? Is he going to community college? Is he working? So it's like, interesting. We have to think about how life changes a little bit here coming up.
We're talking about the 2026 ASU football schedule was released yesterday.
2 days ago. We didn't get to it yesterday because we were going to hold it for Bruce, but since he's not here.
Boy, oh boy, they start off right off the bat, coming out the chute with, my goodness, how on earth do you expect them to be ready for Morgan State?
Here's the issue.
Where is Morgan State?
They're going to have, I was told yesterday. Indiana?
What state?
Somebody told me yesterday. I think Ethan told me his teacher looked it up where it was.
Morgan State University.
Baltimore.
Baltimore,
Maryland. Would you rather play Morgan State or NAU like U of A is? That's the question I got for you. Look, you're going to have a new quarterback, right? You're going to have new running backs. You're going to have new linemen. You need that warm-up game. Might as well be Morgan State. Hey, Kobe, throw up the schedule for us on the screen if you got it.
And then look out.
Then it gets a little tougher.
A little tougher.
At Texas A&M, which I'm not even sure Texas A&M is going to be as good as they have been the last couple of years. They're losing a lot of people, and they're going to rebuild. But Allen Coach House or whatever they call it, their stadium is a tough place to play. That fan is a rabid fan base. That fan base is crazy. To go into their stadium is going to be tough. I don't care who you are. You thought Mississippi State was a tough environment with all those things. This is a tough environment. Even a bad Texas A&M team, which they're not going to be terrible. I'm just not sure they're going to be SEC top level. But this is a tough place to play. And then right after that, you're leaving and going to London to play Kansas. You should, I don't care who you are, you should beat Kansas regardless of where you're playing them. But you're going to London. Big distraction after Texas A&M. That's a tough 2-game stretch, man.
First of all, A&M, no matter what you think they're going to be, whether they're going to be an 8, 9, 10 win team in the SEC, that will be a shellacking. Your Sun Devils will go there; they'll be shellacked.
You just hate ASU.
I mean,
so
it's just going to be that. I mean, that crowd. I played there before. I played there when there was only 85,000 people there.
Now it's 100.
And now it's 110,000.
They build bonfires in the middle of the field somehow. I don't understand what they do.
Well,
their traditions are fantastic.
They have yell practice at midnight on Friday to get their cheers down.
Yeah, got to get ready.
Yeah. And then you never know what's going to happen when a college kid goes to London.
That's what I'm getting at.
You know,
right after, because I tend to agree with you. Right here, that Texas A&M, that's a loss, right?
Yes.
You're going to chalk that down as a loss.
Yes.
Tough environment. You're breaking in new players and positions that you're there. Let's just say that. Let's just chalk that up as a loss. Then you're licking licking your wounds and getting on a plane and going to London.
Yes.
And like you said, long flight. How many kids get a chance to go to London? I'm sure it's a business trip, but I'm sure there's going to be things they're going to do while they're there, as like teamwork and stuff like that. And, Kansas has to deal with the same thing, so let's not forget that. I'm not saying they can't win that game. Yeah. I'm just saying that puts that game more into a question mark. If that was in Tempe, ASU's winning, beating Kansas.
Yes.
If that's in Kansas, ASU's got a chance to beat Kansas. It's going to be tough on the road, but they have a chance to beat them. London, throw it all out the side. You have no idea. Yeah. So that's a tough 2-game stretch. Then they get a bye week, and then they go against your Baylor Bears.
Baylor and Hawaii at home, thank
Both
goodness.
At home. Yep, 2 at home. Yeah, right. Could you imagine getting on a plane after London and going to Hawaii?
Going to Hawaii.
As well. What's Baylor going to be this year? You just don't know. But you go to Texas Tech.
But it's just, so you can see them. I could see them winning both games, but I could see them beating Kansas, Baylor, and Hawaii and being 4-1.
I could see that too. Yeah.
I don't think that's a stretch. I don't think that's like a pie in the sky. I think that's realistic. And then you got Texas Tech, and they're at Texas Tech.
Yeah. And we don't know Texas Tech, right? New quarterback, new system. Now they're losing some of those high-paid guys to the NFL this year. But Texas Tech is going to be – you're going to have to compete with Texas Tech if you want to be in the Big 12 championship.
Yes.
So that's the big game there to start your conference.
And since they have money, they will replace those guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A little bit more guardrails than what they had before. And then you got Kansas State here. Probably should be Kansas State if you're just going off of what you know about them there. And then you're at BYU. End of October. Weather changes in Utah at the end of October. It could be warm there. You could have 30 feet of snow on the ground. What are you dealing with going into that? And Provo is a hard place to play in that stadium against the mountain and all of that. So up at BYU. So this is not any favors. Colorado at home.
I feel good about that.
Oh, yeah. Colorado's not going to be top of the line here coming up. Then you go at UCF. So long plane trip over there to Central Florida.
Ooh.
Same type of concerns that you have with London. This is the United States. But that's a long trip.
Yep.
Into an environment where it's going to be humid, hot in the middle of November.
And time change. There'll be a 3-hour time change.
You could potentially have a 9 a.m. your body time start on this game. Potentially, depending on UCF and all that. Then you got Oklahoma State. You feel good about that, even though they have a new coach. That's going to take some rebuilding probably. And then, of course, Arizona as well on the road after that. This is a tough schedule. I'll say this. They can match the 8-5 record they had this year.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bill's doing his math.
5, 6, 7. I would say 7 for sure wins.
Yeah.
And then can they beat Arizona? And they beat a USF.
UCF, Central Florida.
All the way
Not
down
South.
to
We're talking Central.
Central Florida. And they win one of those two games.
Not Florida International.
FIU.
A lot of Florida's out
Yeah,
there. 7, 8 wins.
I would think 8 wins would be a good season. Make a bowl game, have a chance for 9.
Yeah. That's realistically what we're looking at. And it's a tough schedule again. I don't think anything goes in your favor in this schedule, is my point here. The hard teams that you need to play to compete for a Big 12 championship are on the road. Game in London. Like I said, the Texas A&M one, that's not a conference game. So if you lose that one, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it hurts your playoff rankings and stuff like that. But you just see, before you take off here, Dale, I got Arizona's schedule as well we'll talk about. By the way, ASU put out that fine graphic there of their schedule. Do you guys see that graph? Throw it up really quick, Kobe. Show everybody that. I'm going to talk the U of A graphic here coming up, if you still got it, Kobe. Throw that ASU one back. Here's the Arizona one that they put out. Well, I'll go over this after Dale takes off here. But my point is ASU does this really nice graphic.
Yeah.
And Arizona's like, here's our schedule.
Yeah, but you know what they have on this schedule that ASU didn't?
Here we go. What? The Big 12 championship
yes,
game?
Sir.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yes, sir.
I go, it's pretty bold putting that down on the bottom of that thing. We'll talk about that because they have a tough beginning of the year schedule as well. But before you take off really quick here, Pats and Broncos this weekend. I know you said yesterday what they were, but let's make it official. Talking with Lou yesterday, Pats, Broncos game. No Bo Nix, broken ankle and all. Garrett Stidham coming in.
I think it's going to be fascinating because, we've seen backup quarterbacks come in, light it up for a game.
Exactly.
For a game.
Yeah.
Now, if this happened middle of the season, you'd be obviously devastated. But for a game, I just think you only had a week to jumble things up.
A lot changes in a week. You know this. I mean, we don't talk about it a lot, but a quarterback change is more than just a quarterback changing.
Yeah.
Lines calls are different.
Cadence is different.
There's a lot of differences you have to get used to going into this.
So for that reason alone, playing in Denver, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I go Patriots as well in this game, and I'll just tell you my reason. I'll just sum it up like this. I'll go more in depth here in a few, but my sum up on this, there's no way the NFL is going to allow the Broncos to make the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham as a quarterback. Yeah. If this is a close game, something is going to happen late in the game. I'm not saying it's going to be devious. I'm not saying it's going to be obvious. Something is going to happen at the end of this game, a no call that's going to go the Pats' way a little bit and push them over that edge. If it's a close game at the end. Rams Seahawks this weekend. I love this. I'm looking forward to this.
This should be one hell of a game. I hope it lives up to its billing.
It's either going to be a 40-39 game or is it going to be a 7-3 game?
Or it could be one of those where one team gets 3 turnovers and it ends up being an ugly thing. I'm hoping for a great game. Boy, when the Rams went to Chicago in that weather, I really thought Chicago would beat the Rams when you're talking 0 degrees. Man, Seattle's so good.
Seattle, best defense in the league. Rams third.
That's the thing.
I'll just tell you the difference for me in this game, in all honesty, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford. That's the difference for me in this game. They are not heads and above, but they are better. And then the way the Rams have won the last couple games, that pass to the tight end in the end. Only a veteran quarterback's making that throw, folks. And maybe Caleb Williams last week. It was so impressive. They do not quit. Their coach has them on the right path. Their coach is into this. It's not a knock on the Seahawks. They're fantastic. It's just I'm going to put an edge on the Rams going into this game. Rams have played on the road. They have 0 pressure in this game. And I'm telling you, Rams fans are going to be in the stadium more than people are thinking they're going to be. They're going to find ways to get into this. I think the Rams are going to upset the Seahawks this weekend.
All right. Well, you pick them, and just to make it interesting, I'll take Seattle, although I have no faith in picking either team.
Either do I. I'm not confident at all in the Rams. I'm just throwing it out there.
And I would lean that way, but since you picked them, I want, you know what? What I hope is that if Seattle wins, that Sam Darnold plays out of his mind and puts all the doubters,
To
shuts them up.
me, the doubt's gone. He proved that last year he created that doubt. This year, the way he's played this year, that doubt's gone.
For me, it is.
Yeah, I know for a lot of people it's not, but it's same thing for me. I'm not saying the Seahawks are going to lose because of Sam Darnold. I'm saying Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay are going to do something late into this game if it's close to win the game, take the game away from Seattle. Is I think how it's going to go, and you can't put that on Darnold and and their coaching staff.
The thing that sticks in my mind is that everybody talks about the Seattle defense and how dominant they are. But damn, the Rams get out to the quarterback too, and they can stop the run. Look out for Landman making a bunch of tackles.
It's gonna be. I'm looking forward to this game like nobody. Don't bother me Sunday night. That's what I'm going to be doing. Dale, I got to talk Cowboys here when you leave. I don't want to do it with you here because I don't want to make you cry. Cowboys are one of 4 teams. Well, it's 6 other teams across all Big 4 leagues have not made the conference championship game in their leagues. Cowboys are the one in the NFL. One of 3.
What are you saying, in the 2000s?
No, the Browns' last trip to the Final Four was 1989. Dolphins was 1992, and then the Cowboys 95. But then the Pirates in 92, Reds in 95, Wizards in 79, and the Hornets have never made it. But the
Wes
Hornets
Unseld, my idol.
So Cowboys are now in that level of futility, folks. Come on back. Dale's taking off. He'll be back on Monday. I'll keep the show going here. We got a lot to talk about. U of A's college schedule, ratings for the championship game. We're through the roof. Through the roof.
Woo.
More on the NFL as well. So come on back. Main event. See ya, everybody. Ethan chime in. First of all, Ethan, settle down on your tweets, man. You're spelling stuff wrong. But Ethan tagged the show. This is interesting. And Dale just left, so we can't talk about it. We can bring it up next week. High school football here again, real quick. Travis Sherman retired. He's retiring from head coach of Queen Creek football program. Announced this morning. Just a little bit as well from him. So 16 years. He was at 2010 is when he first went to Queen Creek as the offensive line coach. He was there with Joe Germain when Joe Germain coached there and stuff to that effect. He's been part of that Queen Creek community for a lot of years, that whole time frame. I know his kids went there also and everything. So I guess maybe 15 years, but 15 or 16 years with 2010. I guess it would be 15 since we're just into 2026 as well. So, but he is retiring here from the program as well. There, which I find interesting. Eastmark hired Scooter back, who won a 3A title at Eastmark several years ago before he moved on. I was always kind of thinking, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys, I was told from some people around there that they thought Travis Sherman would retire at some point, and then Scooter would take over the Queen Creek program. And Scooter just left that program and went to Eastmark to be the head coach down at Eastmark again. So Interesting now that now's the timing for the retirement in that perspective. Because I always thought that was kind of the way for it to go as they go through that. So breaking news there for Queen Creek High School, and they're looking for a new coach out there as well for him. So and look, long career, successful career, well respected coach in the high school ranks and everything. Leaving the Queen Creek High School side of thing. Ethan tweeted that in, so they must have announced it at school 58 minutes ago. I know I see some stuff hit Twitter as well. So for them, but look, guy that was there for a long time did it the right way. I know people that played for him. I know people that played for him. I know people that have played for him. I know people on that team right now. And it's funny, man. They all love him to death. They hate the late night practices. They hate if they don't practice well. He brings them back early in the morning. He doesn't like that stuff so much. But well respected head coach. I know he's respected at the school and the community and all that as well. So that's actually breaking here this morning as well. So we already talked ASU football schedule. That's a tough schedule. They do not get breaks here, right? Texas A&M. Texas A&M on the road, at London for Kansas, Texas Tech on the road, and BYU on the road for Arizona State. So there's some hiccups here for Arizona State, but no long road trips back to back. They got to go to UCF again. Kind of a travel concern with what time is that game going to start, right? So the ASU program. Dale says at least 7. I think at least 8 wins is what you can kind of expect going into this. Now, there's a lot of unknowns. We're just speculating here, folks, and trying to be realistic about what to choose. Quarterback position, question marks on it still, right? Wide receiver position. Got the hiccups all of a sudden, excuse me. Wide receiver position, who's going to step up this year? Running back position, who's going to step up this year? So there are question marks around this program. But if you're looking at it on what you know right now, what the other programs, right now, Oklahoma State, not a good program. New coach, though, getting some players, a lot of question marks there. Can they step up and surprise? So we're just going off of what we know about these teams right now to get to that 7-8 wins for Arizona State. At a minimum, it should be the expectation level. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, with Kenny Dillingham, 8 wins this season should be the baseline level moving forward. No more of this 5-6 wins type of stuff that this program goes through. Your baseline should be 8 wins. You step up into the 9-10 win season, 11 win season every once in a while, and you don't dip down into that 5-6 window at all. 7, we'll talk. But that should be the baseline, around 8, right? Going into what they're developing and what they're growing there at Arizona State. Arizona's schedule, we'll just throw that up again there for me, Kobe, as well, as we'll talk about that. Tough beginning of the schedule for them as well. I get it. Washington State is not a great program right now, but traveling to Pullman always kind of is a difficult trek to get to. It's a hard place to play at, and stuff to that effect. It's not an easy trip. But here's the deal. Northern Arizona at home should be a win, obviously. At BYU, they play a conference game second week of the season. I never like that. I'd rather play Texas A&M on the road and face that possible loss, as opposed to going to a conference foe on the road. And not only that, a conference foe that's going to compete for a championship, Big 12 championship as well in BYU. So tough second game there for Arizona. Then they go back to Tucson and play Northern Illinois after that. Obviously, lower tier team. Should be a win for Arizona there. At Washington State, some unknowns into that, going to that 4th game up there in Pullman. They should be able to beat Washington State, knowing what we know about the program right now. Like I said, there's a lot of question marks and unknowns still. A lot of people leaving that program, how are they going to fill those holes, et cetera. So, kind of one of those, should win. You go either way, but, we'll throw Arizona a bone on that one there. Then you got Cincinnati at home down there in Tucson. Then at West Virginia. Morgantown, the trip, folks, to get up to that. Then they have their bye week there. Then Iowa State at home down there in Tucson. We don't know, right? Just lost their coach. Iowa State going to be any good? Other players left, right, to go to Penn State and other schools. How's Iowa State going to look this year? But at Texas Tech as well for Arizona, coming up in this season on Halloween night for them. Then they got TCU at home, Utah at home. Utah, brand new head coach. A lot of their players left and went to Michigan. How's Utah going to look this year as well? From that, TCU is going to have a new quarterback. Hoover left and went to Indiana, I believe, for TCU. Then at Kansas State, and then, of course, Arizona State at home for Tucson here as well. This is a favorable schedule for me for Arizona. I see 7 or 8 wins in Arizona's future here as well. That's a tough beginning to the season, though. I mean, I'm including Cincinnati at West Virginia as tough. That's the part I'm talking about. Obviously, Northern Arizona, Northern Illinois, you should beat them. I'm talking about the travel at BYU, at Washington State. That's a tough 3-week stretch there with Northern Illinois in the middle. Cincinnati at home and then at West Virginia with that travel pattern. It's a lot of flight time there up to West Virginia. So I don't know, but what we know about the program now, we don't know who's coming in. We don't know who's going to be starting. We don't know all of that stuff. We don't know if Brennan's going to keep putting it together and move forward, or if there's going to be a step back. But you can honestly, if looking at this honestly, what we know now, you could see 7, 8 wins from Arizona as well going into this game, going into this schedule. To me, that would be another successful season for Arizona going into that. So there you go. Arizona State schedule. Now look at that too. Both teams don't have any of those weird back-to-back long flights. No, not like Arizona State had this year where you're facing the top level Big 12 week after week, right? For 4 weeks, 3 weeks straight. You don't have that coming your way at all. Neither one of those schools. So I like it. I like both of those schedules, and I see some positivity. Now, we'll see what the teams are built like and things, but at least for what we see now and what we know about them moving forward is what I see with those 8 wins as well. 7, 8 wins for them. The college football playoff rankings were out as well. I've got to find it here really quick. If I can find it. Yep, there it is. 30.1 million viewers for Indiana and Miami there as well, making it the most watched non-NFL sports telecast since Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. Yes. NFL rules the roast. College football kind of bumped into that a little bit as well, and for those huge ratings on that side of things. So, just astronomical ratings from that perspective. As we go into the weekend, right? I kind of said it with Dale there. I was joking around that I wanted to not talk about it when he was here because I don't want to make him depressed. But yeah, obviously Dallas isn't in the playoffs this weekend for the championship game. We all know Dale reminds us, the last time they were in the championship game, conference championship, was back in 1995, my senior year of high school. So now it's official. This is what I hate about this stat because it reminds me now that I'm 30 years out of high school. Thanks, Dallas, for that reminder every year. I get reminded every year when I graduated high school and how long I've been out of it. Third longest drought, by the way, in the NFL. So I already told you, Browns' last trip to this conference championship was 1989, and Dolphins 1992 was their last trip to the conference championship. Both AFC teams, by the way. Dallas is the longest one in the NFC that hasn't. And by the way, there's a big gap between number 2. And then if you want to stretch it out, like I said, 6 other teams across these big 4 leagues, right? Baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Nobody in hockey has had a drought that long, by the way. Pirates and Reds are the 2 in Major League Baseball. Pirates in 1992, Reds in 1995. Ironically enough, right around that time frame of the Cowboys. Wizards were 79 was the last time for basketball. Obviously, they weren't called the Wizards back then. They were called the Bullets. Then the Hornets, who have never been to a conference championship game, but they've only been around since 1988. But like I said, the big issue on this is, the implication here is, yeah, the Reds and the Pirates were good at baseball at one time, right? They had a good history of baseball, but they weren't considered things, right? What are the Cowboys known as? America's team. They're when you turn on football, whether you like them or not, whether they're winning or not, people watch the Cowboys. They usually have the best ratings. They're up there in the rating scale. That's the interesting thing about this. Nobody turns on Pirate games anymore or Reds games anymore. I mean, I do because I have a sickness. They have some young talent, but a lot of people don't. Nobody watches the Wizards. Nobody watches the Hornets. I don't even think they watch them in their home cities. But one team is held up as a perennial blue blood team in their league. That's the Cowboys, and they're 30 years out from last time making a conference championship game. Another person that the Cardinals wanted to talk to for head coaching, or at least were interested in, and this one I was interested in as well. The Chargers defensive coordinator, Jesse Minters. Well, he's on his way to Baltimore as the head coach. I think this is a fantastic hire by Baltimore. I think they're headed the right direction as well. I like it. I like Minter to Ravens land. He's going to kind of change that team around, get that defense built back up, and get them competitive again in that division. I'd like that hire by Baltimore, but another head coach that the Cardinals just, like I said, no interest in coming here at all as they look elsewhere. Robert chimes in right now. We're going to go to overtime here really quick, just as we talk. Just having some fun here on this Friday. Robert tags me. Adam Schefter put this out. Robert says, love Rivers, but head coach? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I've seen these rumors for a while now, for a few weeks now. Adam Schefter says ESPN sources are saying former Colts, obviously, just played, 3 games with them. And he's currently the St. Michael Catholic High School coach. We're talking about Philip Rivers. They say he's interviewing today for the Buffalo Bills head coaching job. That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard of. No experience. I'll be honest with you, though, guys. I might take Philip Rivers over Brian Daboll any day of the week. I'm not going to lie to you. Daboll as a head coach is like my nightmare scenario for whoever hires him. I hope Daboll gets hired by the Steelers because I just don't like the Steelers. They can deal with him. Yeah, just interview him, pick his brain. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd find a role for Philip Rivers in my program. If I was the Colts and their head coach and their GM, I'd find a place for Philip Rivers to come into the organization and work with you, work with your team. Not as a head coach, but I'd find an opportunity for him to do it. He might not want to do that, but I'd find an opportunity for him to do that. I think he can bring a lot to a program, especially when you have younger quarterbacks. Say what you want about Daniel Jones. How long is he going to be out, right? But say what you want about him. He can use some grooming there in the quarterback side of things. But head coach, no, absolutely not. Now, are they interviewing him as head coach under the guise of, they're not going to hire him, but are they interviewing him to pick his brain, see if they can find a role for him in the organization? It's just they're doing it under the guise of head coach? I don't know. But if they hired him as head coach, I would rip that. I love Philip Rivers, folks. Love me some Philip Rivers. I've always loved myself some Philip Rivers. So, it's interesting. So this weekend, of course, we told you the breaking high school story here in town as well from that. But let me see here. I've got a couple breaking tweets here as well. Let me just see if they're sports-based or if they're another base here as well. Did you see oh, by the way, did you see the preview? I put it out on Twitter. I retweeted it. Masters of the Universe. Ooh, they put the first trailer out there for that. I'm not going to lie to you. Doesn't look great. I want a He-Man movie to be great. My expectation levels might be the problem. But I just want it to be great. Maybe that's my expectation. And watching this trailer of Masters of the Universe, I was like, ugh, I don't know. But yeah, we're getting a He-Man movie coming up this summer, folks. I'm kind of excited. I'm going to go see it regardless of how bad it is. I have the power! Skeletor looks fantastic in it also. So anyway, I was all excited. That was all the that was the tweets that I was getting on my personal stuff. I was wondering if it was sports. Nah, it's Masters of the Universe that we're dealing with. So this weekend, UFC Saturday, early prelims, 3:45, Paramount Plus, no more. So I was telling Dale. Dale's like, "Are you really going to sit down and watch all the hours of UFC?" First of all, probably not. I am going to a little get together for the main events, at least on Saturday night for the main events. But I want to support the fact that it's on Paramount Plus now. So I can tell you this: 3:30, my Paramount Plus account's getting fired up, and it's going to be playing on my television. I want to support non-pay-per-view events, whether I'm interested or not, because I hate pay-per-view. I think it's ridiculous. I hate pay-per-view when it's on a site you have to pay for anyway. ESPN Plus, you had to have a subscription for, and then they were charging you $80 for the pay-per-view. Stupid, ridiculous. I refuse to support it. Never bought a pay-per-view at all. I only saw one pay-per-view event in the UFC. That's because I went someplace else and saw it on. I refuse to support it. I'm going to support them moving to Paramount with the monthly charge and no pay-per-view. So it will be on at my house. I'll go to that get-together at some point on Saturday as well and watch some of the fights there as well. That's Saturday. And then, of course, we got football coming up as well. Patriots-Broncos. I think the Broncos are a good story. Yes, I'm not a Sean Payton fan. I think he's a great coach. I'm not a Sean Payton the person fan. You know? And I think it's terrible. I hate that Bo Nix broke it. I love me some Bo Nix. Carson Beck and Bo Nix, man. They're my guys. And I don't know if Carson Beck can have a career like Bo Nix has, but I just flock to them. I like them. They're hard work. They just win, right? They do successful stuff out there. And I think it's terrible what happened to the Broncos. I'd rather have Bo Nix in this game. Makes it a lot more interesting. And I kind of like root for Bo Nix there. The Broncos defense, I root for defensive teams. As I said with Dale, I'm just going to sum it up this way. And I'm not saying something devious is going to happen. But I'm just telling you guys. Something is going to happen in this game at some point later in the game that's going to favor the Patriots if it's a close game. The NFL does not want the Denver Broncos with a backup quarterback into the Super Bowl. What's the better story? Patriots getting back to the Super Bowl. First year under Mike Vrabel. Better story. Can hearken up the Patriots in the Super Bowl again narrative and all that stuff. There's just something's going to go down. It could just be a missed call. Nothing devious necessarily. But the Pats are going to do enough to win this game in the defensive side. Can the Broncos even score this weekend? Now, the Broncos can win low-scoring affairs with that defense. Can the Patriots do enough to score? That's the question. But that's why I'm going Patriots this weekend. It's flowing. Yes, as Dale said before he left, sometimes backup quarterbacks can come in. We've seen Jared sit and play. He's going to be handing the ball off a lot. If the Broncos get down and he's got to throw the football, Patriots are winning this game, hands down. If it's a close game, I don't know if Jared, does anybody know? Not a knock. Does anybody know? Can Jared Stidham do something in this game spectacular to get the Broncos to win it? History tells you no. That's why I'm leaning Patriots in this game coming up. And I'm really disappointed we're not getting full, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm really disappointed we're not getting the full Broncos team to play the Patriots. But look, it doesn't matter to me. The AFC game doesn't matter to me. The winner of the Super Bowl is going to be out of the NFC this year. I felt that way all year. Betting odds say NFC is going to win the Super Bowl. I have the Rams making it to the Super Bowl. I have them at plus 450 to make it to the Super Bowl. I have the Seahawks to make the Super Bowl at plus 300. Either way, I'm making money this weekend, right, in terms of that. And they're both going to clear it enough that I'll make the loss on the team that doesn't make it. I told you last week when the Niners, of course, were playing and the Rams were playing the Bears, I said I want to see an NFC West, NFC Championship game. These are the best teams in the league. Not a knock on you, Bears fans. Settle down, Mike Sheehan. Settle down.
I'm not saying that the Bears don't deserve to be in the conversation to compete with them. They do. These are the best two teams in football. They're obviously in a division we're familiar with here as Cardinals fans. But also, it's not going to happen. But part of me hopes it hurts the Cardinals coaching search because, like I said, if you're a coach in there, like if you're Clint Kubiak, are you going, oh, yeah, I'm going to leave this to go to Arizona and have to play this all the time? I think it hurts the Cardinals in that aspect. But can this help the Cardinals? It's continuing to show how Michael Bidwell and his team can't even compete in their own division, let alone the rest of football. Does this wake them up a little bit? Does it wake them up a little bit? Plus, Broncos lose, Vance Joseph becomes available. Is he their target? A lot of people say yes. You haven't heard anything from his side. Nobody else wants him. They might as well go get him, right? Rams Seahawks. I think the Rams on the road the last couple weeks, that pass to Parkinson, the tight end, in Carolina, to win that game. All right, that's the Rams. They don't quit. Last week against the Bears, frigid conditions. Went out there, fought their butts off, gets the win there and there. I don't care that they're 3 weeks on the road. This is the playoffs. Rams have that pedigree. I know they have some young guys there. I don't think you can stop Puka. You stop Puka, I don't think you can, but you slow him down, Devontae Adams is going to step up and make catches like he did last week. Make a spectacular catch. The difference to me in this game is Sean McVay. The difference to me in this game is Matthew Stafford. They're going to do something to get the win even if it's late. It's not a knock on Seattle, as I said when Dale was here. I think this comes down to the Rams stealing this game from the Seahawks, going and getting this game from the Seahawks. I don't know. I can't figure out if this is going to be a low-scoring affair or if this is going to be one of those high-scoring ones like last time they met up. Probably in the middle is probably what we're looking at. If a team falters, it's going to be Seattle. I think the Rams are more tested going into this game. I think that matters in the NFL when you get in two really quality teams battling it out. I think Sam Darnold, as I said with Dale, I think the narrative of Sam Darnold failing in big situations is gone. That's gone this year. And people might want to bring it back if they don't win this game. But I think that's horse manure. They're not going to lose this game, I don't think, unless Sam Darnold just starts turning the ball over. The Rams are going to steal this game. Sometimes you just lose. I think that's going to be more the situation in this game. I have the Rams. Dale has the Seahawks going into this game this weekend. Well, it's going to be a fun weekend, man, of sports. It's going to be a rainy couple days, according to them. Hopefully the rain stays away from Dale. What you guys don't know is when Dale was giving me a hard time today. Dale's always rooting against me on stuff. Like he hopes State Farm wins this argument with me, right? He always does that. So today I said, I hope it rains while you're out there, and he got all upset. Some people out there, right? We'll be back on Monday, of course, 8 o'clock. McCollum on Business coming up at 11 here today. The Real Matrix. Well, it's going to be posted here, Robat TV here. If it's not up yet, it's going to be up momentarily for you. For that, I know it was uploading earlier in the show. So look for that, Robat TV as well for the Real Matrix. Podcast system will be up for that around noon here today. We'll get this posted here at Robat TV YouTube page, free podcast system as well. Get into the McCollum on Business, folks. Text us. Hit us up on Twitter. We'll see y'all on Monday here at the main event. Bruce Cooper will join us next week. He'll get over the sickness. Coach Sheehan's going to join us next Wednesday as well. Scheduled to us, though. Big week next week. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to you joining us as well. We'll see you then, everybody. Have a great weekend.